So how did Trotsky and Stalin do it? How did they manage to get all these people to murder other people? How did it happen in the NKVD and these other death squads that were invented during the Bolshevik Revolution to actually go out and murder and slaughter people? Well, what they did was they played on people's neuroses and insecurities. This is how this actually functions. This is why, if you look at groups like the Socialist Workers' Party, they're made of absolute psychological basket cases. Many of them would be wealthy individuals from rich families, but they have a need to be feel like they're victims. A rich white person sees a cachet of sorts in victimhood. This is when I was talking about a documentary recently. I was talking to somebody about wealthy homosexuals in America. Now, these are not gay guys. I'm talking about wealthy straight guys in America who become gay. They pretend to become gay. A lot of them are psychopaths because there's a certain cachet in America with being a minority. You can claim a victim complex, and it excuses you from all kinds of like behavior, like being a nasty person. People, you'll have to be surrounded by what they call fag hags. No, no disrespect to gay people, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. And these would be they generally happens in college where they say they claim they lose their virginity, some like wealthy white college, but it's really that they're understanding the power of being a minority within America. Now, I mean, when I say the power of being a minority in America, I mean minorities in America are treated like shit compared to like the middle class white people and so on. I'm talking about the idea of having a cachet related to a sense of victimhood that excuses you from certain things. Of course, most minority people don't do this, but I'm talking about like these rich. There was a film made back in the 80s. I forget what it was called, but it was about a white guy who becomes black. It's a stupid film to get a college degree or something through affirmative action. It's similar to that, but it really is done. They don't so much take advantage of programs and stuff. They just are sort of immune to the same criticisms the rest of us would be subject to because they are a minority. They're gay, and but they're not really gay. A lot of them are faking it. Now, this is the kind of people that they would recruit into these extremist leftist groups. And these would be the ones who'd be the foot soldiers of the slaughter if it was needed to be implemented. This is, you look, it's all over the place, that's history, but they would play on their insecurities. So you have groups like this, the Socialist Workers' Party, made up of toffee-nosed and upper middle class types who are often very disturbed and resentful people, serial false accusers. They'll call people a racist for nothing. They'll call a person a sex offender for nothing. They'll scream rape when a guy asked them out on a date. These are extremely disturbed individuals. And if you want to see a good example of that, I'm going to post a link below to a video of what happens at the recent Million Mask March in London. And you see these types, these neurotics, who are recruited by such organizations. And they are the ones in a time if you have what you would have a revolution, such as the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, and such as, well, all of them really. And these would be the ones who'd be given guns and a large quantity of ammunition and told to kill anyone they want. You'll see a woman in this video. She tries to block a bus, and this like decent guy with an anonymous mask says, "Why are you doing this to these people? They've nothing to do with it. They're not politicians." And she says, "I don't fucking care." And then she's like really hostile, really intense, full of testosterone, and she'll no doubt spend the rest of her life making serial false accusations against men for this, that, and the other, and will just end up dying an old, unwanted, unloved individual. And deep down inside, people like that know this, and this is why they long for a violent revolution, because they can get this all out in one bang. In one go, they can do this. And these would have been the people during the Bolshevik Revolution who would have been recruited as sort of like the middle ground commissioners who would have been involved in all these mass exterminations, the murder of the 10% of the population that comes with every socialist revolution, be it National Socialism or be it Communist or Bolshevik or Leninist socialism, that's required in order to put, as Mao said, a bullet of fear in, not Mao, sorry, the Chinese Cultural Revolution's communists said, a bullet of fear in the survivors so they don't question the system. And they would be disturbed individuals, what we might call, I mean, Psychiatry might describe them as being borderlines, but I don't actually believe borderline exists. I think borderline is the spectrum is too far of a diagnosis within the American Psychiatric Association to make it to me like most things in the DSM. It's just too variable. I think these borderline types, a lot of them are deeply disturbed individuals for whatever reason. But these would be the types that would be scooped up. These are the ones you see waving the red flags, and these are the ones you see with their like Oxbridge accents demanding revolutions. It's it's a very sobering thing to watch this video I'm going to post below because it'll give you an insight if anything really did go down, like there was a dangerous uprising and there was a political uprising, and these people had the backings of the administration in terms of being given weapons. You can see how dangerous they are. This is why I warn about this. All kinds of political extremism and dogma is not safe on all kinds of levels, for the simple reason that once it can be co-opted just like religion by any extremist, and those extremists can then entrench the dogma as fact or as mandates or as policies through violence. So please watch this video of the Million Mask March in London, and you'll see. Like I'm sure a lot of people who went there were decent people, and I have a problem with Anonymous because I think ultimately the whole idea wrecks personal privacy. But I'm sure there was lots of nice people there, and you do see one really nice guy there trying to stop this fiasco that goes on with the bus. But some of the other posh accents and upper middle class accents, the behaviour just shows you what kind of people end up in these kinds of like radical lefty groups and how they would behave in a real revolution. And if you took away, instead of calling someone, a name on a bus, if they had a revolver in their hands and a bunch of ammunition, they would have no hesitation in gunning the people down. It's not easy stuff to think about. It's rather difficult, but nevertheless, history tells no lie. So take care of yourself and always remember that's old saying that those who do not recall the horrors of the past are doomed to repeat them.